Yo, what is going on, guys? Today is Tuesday, March 31st. Going over today's price action in the trade I took today. Yesterday, did not trade because Powell was speaking, and I was one trade away from passing my funded, and I didn't want to risk it because last time Powell spoke, it was very volatile and no entry, so I was just like, okay, I'll just sleep in, it's not going to hurt anything. And then I was looking at price action yesterday, and I saw that there was no entries, and the price was just super, I don't want to say sloppy, but just no entries for me. So, yeah, that's what happened yesterday. Today, I took a W, but it wasn't enough to. I was 300 away from passing the funded, and now I'm 150 away from passing the funded. So it was just halfway there. Unfortunately, I messed up my setup like super bad today, and that caused me to have a super bad risk to reward, which caused me to not pass my funded today on the trade that I took today. So yeah, I guess just if I didn't mess up my entry, then I would have passed my funded. But we still got tomorrow, and we still got like one, maybe even. Sorry, my dog was like eating his foot, like his whole foot was in his mouth. We still have like one, maybe even 2 weeks until the funded, the eval the time is up. So going into today's market, I was bullish up until this daily gap right here. It was a 4-hour and daily gap on both indexes. I just messed that up. Whatever, it doesn't matter. On ES. Okay, let's get into it. So hello. Okay, this is right before market opens. We're at the 9 a.m. candle. We were respecting this 30-minute gap right here. Bullish indicator, no bearish indication. We had this gap right here that I was skeptical of on both, yes. And then I marked that wrong, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, it does. And then we inversed it. So we inversed this 30-minute gap. And then I was scaling down to the 5-minute. It's 9:25 now. We had this 5-minute gap that we inversed. That would have been like an entry for me, except we inversed it at 9:15. So I'm barely looking at the charts at 9:15. So I'm not going to take that. So market opens, we rip up, and manipulate down a little bit. At this point, I'm also thinking that I could take this trade because we're breaking structure to the upside. We're putting in a new high, signaling that price wants to go higher. On NASDAQ, it ripped up a lot more, making a bearish SMT. So I was also cautious of that. I'll mark it out from these highs to that high to the market open high. Boom, bearish SMT. But it's nothing to worry about because we didn't get any confirmation of the downside. Maybe we did on the 1 minute, but that was just hitting equilibrium and then moving higher. Another entry that I could have taken, another one, but it was very early. I guess you could say we opened that 5-minute gap right there, but probably not going to touch that because price is all the way up here. Let's see. Yeah, ES is closer to the daily gap. So right now it's the more bearish index because of that 5-minute SMT. But since we are closer to the daily gap on the SMB, I'm considering that the more bullish index because we're closer to the draw on liquidity or imbalance for the day that I wanted to target for the day. So let's play another candle. Hitting equilibrium in completing this SMT. So now we're bullish on both indexes and making, more equilibrium on here too. So that's just more equilibrium. So now I'm looking for a 1-minute break of structure. or sorry, 1 minute break of structure, 1 minute inversion, 1 minute confirmation. Let's see what happens. So we get this. This is the candle that I should have entered off of, but I didn't because I wanted more. Like that was a strong move. That was good displacement. That was a strong move to the upside. I was on both indexes. I could have entered. I was super hesitant in today's market. Should have entered there, but I didn't. And then what happens? We get another candle up. I'm entering off of here. Low key sloppy risk to reward, but it's chill. So we can play it out. Took profit. My entry was technically like up here because I don't even know what happened. I think I even ended up like entering on one of these candles, but then I closed. I don't know. It was my entry was horrible. I can't lie. I was super nervous, honestly. I could like feel my heart beating just because I was so close to passing my funded. But yeah, I mean, I just shouldn't have been like that, and then that was a trade I took, and then we made an SMT, and people thought we wanted to go lower. That probably got stopped out. I know a bunch of people took L's today trying to go short, but the reason I wasn't short today is because we inversed this 4-hour gap. I forgot to mention that we inversed that 4-hour gap right there. And I mean, yeah, to go up to this daily gap. If you look at the daily time frame, we have no candles up. Like we have no retracement, we just have bearish candles. So we're finally getting that retracement up to either go into this gap and go higher and disrespect it, or go lower. I don't know if we're gonna go lower. It's very low. I can't lie. I don't think we're gonna go lower. I think we're gonna end up inversing this daily gap, because we did inverse today. Sorry, I'm all over the place. 1 second. If I go on the 30-minute, you can see we ended up inversing it. And that's probably going to lead to another bullish bias for tomorrow. So yeah, I think that's about it. Like I said, $150 away from passing the funded count. So hopefully we can get that. But I'll see y'all hopefully tomorrow. GG's.